You wake up, and before your feet even touch the ground, your mind is already racing. Thoughts pile on top of each other. What you didn't finish yesterday, what might go wrong today, what others think about you. Your life feels full, yet strangely empty. Busy, but without direction. You call this living, but deep down, something feels off. Zen begins here, not by fixing your problems, but by asking a quiet, unsettling question. What if the noise in your mind is not reality, but a distraction from it? The endless chatter, the constant worry, the need to control everything. It creates an illusion of importance. But in truth, it distances you from the only thing that actually exists, this moment. Most people fear silence because silence exposes what they've been running from. Without distraction, there's no escape from your own thoughts. But Zen doesn't ask you to escape. It asks you to sit, to observe, to witness without judgment. And in that stillness, something unexpected happens. The noise begins to lose its power. Not because it disappears, but because you finally see it for what it is. You've been taught to plan, to control, to hold everything together. To believe that if you just try harder, think smarter, prepare better, you can shape life exactly the way you want. But life has a way of humbling that belief. Things fall apart. People leave. Plans fail. And when they do, it feels like you are the one breaking. Zen teaches something radically different. Suffering doesn't come from what happens. It comes from your resistance to what happens. The tighter you hold on to how things should be, the more painful it becomes when reality doesn't match your expectations. Imagine holding sand in your hand. The harder you grip, the faster it slips away. But when your hand is open, relaxed, it stays. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting that life is fluid, unpredictable, and beyond your full control. It means trusting that you don't need to force everything into place for life to unfold as it should. And in that release, you don't lose power. You finally stop fighting reality and start living in it. There are moments from your past that still live inside you. Words someone said, mistakes you made, regrets that replay over and over again. You carry them like invisible weight, shaping how you see yourself, how you move through the world. But here's what Zen quietly reveals. The past you're holding onto no longer exists. It's a memory, a mental reconstruction, a shadow. And yet, it has the power to control your present because you keep feeding it attention. You keep reliving it as if by thinking about it enough, you can change it. You can't. Zen doesn't tell you to forget your past. It asks you to see it clearly, to recognize that it only lives in your mind. And the more you cling to it, the more you disconnect from what is real. Right now, in this exact moment, there is no past. There is only your breath, your awareness, your presence. And in that presence, you are not your mistakes. You are not your regrets. You are simply here. And that is enough. If the past weighs you down, the future pulls you apart. You worry about what might go wrong. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You try to predict outcomes, control possibilities, prepare for things that may never even happen. And in doing so, you sacrifice the only time you actually have, the present. Zen sees this clearly. The future is a concept, a projection of the mind. It doesn't exist anywhere except in your thoughts. Yet it holds so much power over your emotions, your decisions, your peace. Think about it. How much of your anxiety is based on something real happening right now? Very little. Zen doesn't promise that the future will be easy. It doesn't tell you that everything will work out. Instead, it offers something far more grounding. You don't need to live there. You only need to be here. When you fully return to the present moment, fear begins to lose its grip. Not because life becomes certain, but because you realize that certainty was never the point. Peace is. And peace is only ever found now. There is a quiet shift that happens when you begin to truly observe your life. Not react, not judge, just observe. You notice your thoughts without being pulled into them. You feel emotions without being consumed by them. You experience life as it unfolds, instead of constantly trying to control it. This is awareness. And in Zen, awareness is everything. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about seeing clearly who you already are beneath the noise, the fear, the conditioning. It's realizing that you are not your thoughts, you are the one observing them. Not your emotions. You are the space in which they arise. This realization is subtle, but powerful. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You begin to respond instead of react. To choose instead of being driven by unconscious patterns. To live with intention rather than habit. Awareness doesn't change the world around you. It changes how you experience it. And that changes everything. In the end, Zen doesn't give you more to think about. It takes things away. The unnecessary stress. The endless overthinking. The constant need to prove something, to become something, to chase something. It strips life down to its essence, and what remains is surprisingly simple. Breathing. Walking. Being. We complicate life because we believe complexity gives it meaning. But Zen shows the opposite. Meaning is found in presence, not in pursuit. In awareness, not in achievement. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to control every outcome. You don't need to carry the weight of your past or the fear of your future. You only need to be here. Fully. Honestly. Completely. And in that simplicity, there is a quiet kind of freedom. A grounded peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. A sense that, even in the middle of chaos, you are not lost. Because the truth is, you were never meant to find yourself somewhere else. You were always meant to return to this moment.